The tryout cycle included a game in which devastated or stranded Cambodian kids trying out for the standard would be given cash, and afterward have it removed, confronting charges of abuse and remorselessness. In standard and virtual entertainment, the chief retaliates. She has recorded an admonition to her devotees not to succumb to the trick. Someone who might be listening is attempting to trick you. The vast majority know Angelina Jolie as the butt-kicking entertainer in Lara Croft Burial Chamber Thief, one portion of the now-old Brangelina, and a philanthropic who has committed the vast majority of her grown-up life to take an interest in cause work across the globe. Yet there are a few less popular debates related with the Institute grant-winning entertainer that paint a lot hazier and really upsetting picture. And it presently seems news magnate Oprah Winfrey is giving out some of them access. July 2017 Vanity Fair ran a top-to-bottom element on Jolie that incorporated a conversation about the projecting system for her movie. First, they eliminated My Dad Back as per contributing manager to track down their lead to play youthful Long Gone. The projecting chiefs set up a game somewhat upsetting in its authenticity. They put cash on the table and requested that the kid consider something she wanted the cash for, and afterward, to grab it away, the chief would claim to get the kid, and the kid would need to concoct a falsehood. Definitely. And I think, like for everyone here, and for we who acted, and invest less energy on a movie, when you direct it will be long stretches of your life. Stray mocked the entertainer who was picked for the job, purportedly gazed at the cash for quite a while before she got it. When she had to give it back to the chief, she became overpowered with feeling. Jolie expressed destroying as she talked. When she was asked later what the cash was for, she said her granddad had passed on, and they needed more cash for a decent burial service. When the article was delivered, Jolie was banked for purportedly taking advantage of the youngsters, yet her camp considered it a misconception. Jolie's attorney requested the magazine to eliminate a piece from the first article from its site and to distribute an assertion explaining that the kids were not deceived, as some have proposed. The kids trying out were all made mindful of the made-up part of the activity and were tended to consistently by family members or gatekeepers from Migos. Yet regardless of whether we choose to set that to the side, there is something else yet from Cambodia. Jolie's evidently palatial home in Cambodia has no running water or power for just 4 hours per day, and is comprised of only a couple of shacks in a field. Would you accept that 20 years of residing and visiting and working in Cambodia, I have consistently advanced such a lot of it's forever been thought the 48-year-old had a rustic heaven retreat, yet her build is only a line of covered structures. It's arranged in the far-off area of Samlat in Batam territory, and furthermore goes about as the Field Central Command for the Maddox Jolie Pit establishment, her global non-benefit noble cause, as per a handbook disseminated to visiting well-being experts. Relegated to MEP states of the build, our austere, best-case scenario. Staff are given dinners of white rice and little else consistently, and are restricted from having intercourse. Yet while volunteers need to remain at the accumulate, Jolie likes to remain somewhere else, traveling to an alternate location around evening time through a helicopter. The foundation's build has visiting laborers from the assembled realms Public Wellbeing Administration (NHS), beginning around 2008. The Thames Valley and Wessex NHS Authority Foundation, situated in Hampshire, has been sending 2 well-being experts for half-year positions consistently to work with them. The laborers assist with giving mastery in regions, for example, hunger breastfeeding, and further developing post-pregnancy care. The surgeons are supposed to be deferential to local people and are given a handbook on the most proficient method to act while in the nation, yet the accumulate where the workers stay isn't exactly what's generally anticipated when possessed by a Hollywood star who is allegedly worth $300 million. So is Angelina Jolie a cheat? We are going to figure out more, rather than a gigantic manner of the accumulate is only a progression of shacks with no running water, negligible power, no cell phone signal, and just hand washing. and the cause gives exceptionally fundamental feasts. It's essentially a slave cave, took on the appearance of a foundation community. This is a protected build containing little covered structures, giving convenience to officers, ground staff, educationalists, and guests. There are many times fascinating individuals around, and it very well may be a bustling place, hence space is frequently at a higher cost than normal. And you might have to share a room. The NHS handbook states wash offices are gender neutral and found independently from the rooms. There is no funneled water, so showers are taken by pouring a spoon of cold water over oneself. It's very reviving. I genuinely have to take a hard pass. The handbook proceeds Sandlot convenience is completely catered, so 3 dinners daily are given to all staff. There could be no other preparing offices. The feasts are completely founded on white rice. With a determination of dishes, this can turn into somewhat repetitive, so it is prudent to load up on elective preferences. For Badabang, one worker makes sense of power is accessible in Sandlot from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. each night. And as of now, the main correspondence connect is by means of radio. This will change soon as a cell phone mass has been raised. The strength of the transmission isn't yet known, dissimilar to Jolie, who is carried all through Sandlot by helicopter laborers, get around on a motorbike, and must be careful about snakes, mosquitoes, and landmines. Winds live nearby, so when about after dim, do involve your light, and shake your shoes in the first part of the prior day. Putting them on the handbook promotions, sex is completely prohibited, with the handbook expressing it is MAPE strategy that no MAPE laborer takes part in sexual action of any sort around Sandlot or Badabang. Delegates are supposed to follow this arrangement. Further guidelines for staff incorporate naked washing being inadmissible and guaranteeing never to movement anybody over utilizing your pointer, as in Cambodian culture. This can be deciphered as physically interesting in Walk 2017. It was uncovered Angelina visited the accumulate after the Cambodian debut of her movie First. They killed my dad. See the critical step where you have the teeth, take the teeth out. Have you done this before? No doubt. Better believe it. I believe. It's forever been a piece of the eating regimen, Jolie herself said at the question and answer session in Siam Harvest. We've been returning and forward for quite some time. It seems like a second home to me. Local people who saw her at the time said she swims toward the beginning of the day and the night when she is here, some of the time alone, and some of the time with her partners and her kids. Angelina goes down to the waterway wearing simply her nightwear and a swimming outfit. She is extremely really in the movies yet when we see her. All things considered, she isn't so fabulous. The star and extraordinary emissary to the UN Evacuee Organization got back to Cambodia, where she recorded her breakout job in 2000, and once Lara Croft burial place plunderer, and embraced her child Maddox in 2002 to monitor her 2 magnanimous associations and start creation on her executive exertion. So, however much Jolie is rich, renowned, and marvelous, there is a side of her that truly horrifies individuals. Think about what she is additionally fixated on: blood. Yes, you heard that right. Jolie's fixation on blood seems to have gone on all through her grown-up life. An insider uncovered in the past that when her children